only that too, I'll be able to really be entrusted to lead my guys.
What specifically were you told that you needed to improve to give yourself? You said they said it's going to be your year, but what did you need to do for that to be a realistic possibility?
I mean, I sat down with Coach Spalding, I think it was like December or something, and most of our conversation was about like little like tweaky things with running back in terms of like making sure I run through half a man, not, take the full guy on to protect myself, little things like that. And I think mainly we talked about like my leadership role, like in terms of trying to be a captain, trying to be like the guy on the team that the guys can look up to, the guys that can use me as a role model. It's just little things like that. And then when I realized that he considers me in that category, that's when I was like, okay, there's definitely a lot of respect built up for me here.
When it did happen and those carries dwindled the last 3 games, how did you did you know ahead of time that was going to happen? And if not, how did you just kind of react to it in the moment?
No, I didn't know, so it was kind of a surprise for me. But I was kind of just able to, I guess in essence, kind of like, in my opinion, I think the hardest thing in the world to do is to get up every day and give it your all and not receive the result that you're looking for. I think it's really easy to get up and be the guy, be the starter, and see the results. It's really easy to work hard when you're the guy that's, getting 20 carries a game. But when you're the guy that's, busting it, giving everything you have for the guys across from you, and you don't see those results, I think that's the definition of a true man and true grind, is to not see the result but continue to keep going and going and going. And that's something that I really had to, learn last year, and it really strengthened me, strengthened my heart. It taught me to not only value myself as a football player, but value myself in other aspects in life. And I'm kind of thankful that happened in a way, because it makes me a lot happier as a person. It makes me stronger.
And with this offense, how have you had to just tweak your game to fit what they're doing now? Because it felt like last year, with Phil Longo and some of the stuff he was doing kind of brought out some really good stuff in you.
Longo I'd say it was more about getting the backs in space and things like that. This year it's just more about advancing the football. So I mean, it's just like slight tweaks in terms of just being downhill, being more decisive north and south, and focusing more on that mentality of kind of like we talk about a violent attacking offense. And I think that starts up front with the amazing 5 offensive linemen I have in front of me, but then it goes to the backs on my part to do my job to advance the football, and put our offense in the best situation to score points. Don't look for the home run, look for the 4-yard run, so now it sets up the home run.
What did it mean to you, and maybe the other backs in the room, the transfer portal season, they didn't add anyone to your position? As someone in that group, what did that also kind of tell you about maybe the commitment they had to you as well as other guys?
Yeah, that was a big thing too. The fact that they weren't really going to bring guys in. They weren't looking in that direction, which tells you right there they're confident in what they have. So for us 3 and Gideon and Grove, and we added Mason Lane too. So he came in halfway through spring. So for us to kind of have that group, that close knit, and know that they have confidence in us, that's really all you want as a player. Like Coach Vic talks greatly about having confidence in yourself, but I mean, a player, in my opinion, plays his best when he knows that the guys across from him, the guys with him, and the coaching staff has confidence in him. Because that's something I've learned. When my coach knows I can get the job done, and I think I can too, I'm going to get the job done.
Do you think, with your conversation with Coach Spalding overall, do you kind of see that confidence in you, especially at the end of last year? Or how did he kind of reiterate that confidence in you after kind of you didn't get as many carries at the end?
I'd say, starting with that confidence, I'd say that confidence started halfway through spring. I think I really started to kind of flip the switch. Things started to click for me a little bit, and I think the coaches noticed that. And then it went into fall camp too, and then early in the season, I remember my exit meeting last spring ball, I sat down with Coach Spalding last year, and I was like, hey, what do you think? And then he looked at me and started chuckling. He said, you keep running the ball like that, we're going to get you a roll. So that was awesome to hear. So I mean, it's just little things like that. As long as I keep improving, as long as I keep showing them what they want to see, as long as Coach Spalding still gives me that, that, I guess, validation, and it has to be the truth too. And he's not a guy that's not going to lie to me, but gives me the truth that I'm doing what he wants to see. The confidence will continue to build.
You're a guy who, similar like Jackson. Jackson's kind of chosen to stay here and now evolving into a different role. You're a guy who wasn't necessarily a hometown kid, but just tell me, what has this place made you, and especially over the last few years, how have you kind of found yourself growing in this place at Wisconsin?
It's all about the guys in the locker room for me. And once again, I know that's a cliche. I've probably said the word cliche 100 times in all these interviews, but the relationships and the memories I have with those guys down there, I think they're really going to last me forever. And I wasn't able to say goodbye to that. I don't know if I really ever will be able to say goodbye to that. It's going to be tough. But I think the guys understand that too. Like, I know everybody in that locker room. I really love the guys down there. I have the utmost respect for my teammates. And in practice, I try to take care of them too. Like, I know we're going offense, defense, but you know, the coaches want to see that competitive edge, which you have to at times, but there's also times too when it's like, okay, like, this is my brother across from me. I'm not going to try to rip his head off. So it's that balance. And I think the guys know that from me for my past 3 years being here, going into my 4th season. It's the relationship and the true love I have for those guys downstairs, that love they have for me, that has really kept me here and really has made this experience Wisconsin for me like a home.
Last thing, kind of when it comes to you in this kind of role, what do you expect for yourself this year?
I just expect me to go out there and just be everything Coach Grimes needs in terms of just hand the ball off, advance the football, downhill, physical, fast. I really want this year to be my year, and I'm confident. I've worked for it in the winter. I'm doing little extra things on the side to help kind of bring it up, because you're always, as a competitor, always trying to find things that other people aren't doing so you can elevate yourself. And there's things that I've been doing, like even at home, like it's stupid. Like, but at home, like before I go to bed at night, I have like a football there. I'll just sit there and I'll just like close my eyes and practice ball security. I'll do like 200 reps per arm, like, and knock on wood, but I haven't had a fumble all spring. So I just mean it's like little things like that I'm doing that just off on the side that people don't really know about, that's helping me elevate my game.
Obviously, the confidence and excitement are there. What excites you about this new scheme?
Oh, the new scheme it's everything Wisconsin football is. Not to knock on Coach Longo, but it's just the reason I came here was for this kind of system, this downhill advancement. Not only that too, it's also cool because like Coach Grimes will show up clips of like the Detroit Lions. So for us to kind of basically mimic an NFL style offense, it's pretty cool as a player.
Yeah, for the physicality aspect of it, just what has stood out to you about that, especially in the spring?
Oh, it's as a football player, especially in the Big Ten, you have to love physicality. I guess like certain position groups, like receivers can get kind of pushed to the side in terms because they're more finesse, but our receivers have taken great pride in that. They've blocked like crazy this spring. I know the backs, the offensive line, and even the quarterbacks, when Billy gets out of the pocket and starts running, I know they appreciate that too. So everybody has to be bought into that mindset of everybody's a blocker, everybody's downhill, everybody's attacking.
We sort of seen